Okay. Alright. Okay. Get calibrated here. Alright. Okay, I'm definitely in the wrong gear. I had a feeling. Let's do this. Oop, my music is not going. That's using a tanky Shiro build. He thinks he's gonna get an assassin pick. You gotta go full damn for that, brother. Alright, they got their attack to turn. Okay. Okay. Man, I have not prepared my stream or my build link, one sec. Or my my description on this thing. Let me fix all this crap. By crap, I mean fantastic stuff. Oop. Boom, 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 boom. Let's see. There we go. Okay. There's a bit of a grind fest there, but nothing happened. Okay. Oh, I didn't use my triple for something out. Damn. That was a grind fest. Nice. I was trying to focus on finishing kills. Blah, man, tongue twister. Did a few more strips in the rotation then instead of resisting. I don't know if that was a mistake or not. Okay. All right. Okay. Yeah. Let's gotta lock in here. I'm fucking up real bad. We're just trying to grind on these guys. They're gonna turn on us right here. Jeez. Incoming. Nice. Nice, man. What's up, guys? Hope you're doing well. Ooh, let me link the build again. I always keep trying to do this build being played. Ooh. Then pin message. Alright. Okay. Kinda sleepy, man, but the content is juicy, so I gotta be here. Gotta partake. Should be just a chill day. Chill day, good fights. I think we're just gonna be fighting over SMC tonight. Just for fun, really. Let me just start in Calistance. Ooh, I feel some FPS lag. Wow. I didn't even try to burst that hard, they just all died. That must have been Tiffany, to be honest. I didn't do that. Oh, green's coming. Green coming. Lagging over there. Pulling energy, boys, pulling energy. Nice. Oh yeah. Good fighting. Wow, we made it out, man. What? Who expected that? Nobody. Behind us. Cool. Man, that was kind of tight. My boy Tiffany making me proud on the Untamed. All right. That was a good fight. What's up, guys? If you guys don't mind, give a like on the stream. It'll spread it out to more people. I'd really appreciate it. Okay, I gotta skip song here. Alright. Man, all this music is slow starting. Oh. Man, I love playing Renegade. I love being able to give resist to my other DPS, man. Like, I'm keeping my Untamed resisted on the long fights, and he's cranking. That just feels good, man. Feels good to be able to play like an offense role like that. Alright, util's down. Okay. Do 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 do. Oh. Green on left. Green veiled. They veil that tail. All right. Ooh. Yeah, use my skills. Nothing's going off. All right. What's up, guys? Hope you guys doing well. Spicy, man. We're being very, very careful. Damn, a nerd. Hey, what's up, guys? Thanks for stopping by and chilling. If you're just lurking, or if you're on the enemy team spying, also hello. How you doing? Hope you're doing well too. Good fights today so far. Kind of just got here, I don't know, maybe like half hour ago or something, but it's been fun. Nice. Nice. That's fun. Good fight. That was fun. That was a fun fight. Good damn. I spent most of my energy just spamming. I spent almost all my energy spamming boon strips this time. I think we needed more offensive pressure. Pretty sure our resist uptime wasn't so great for that reason, but that's okay. I was up there on the CCs at least. In the boon strips, you know. I'm up there. I'll continue trying this, just spamming this and just saying, maybe I'll just try to only resist when I think we need it or something. I don't know, that feels weird though. I feel for an FPS lag. Let me sell this stack of blues. Boom. Alright. God, I really call. Oh boy. Actually have a 50 stack, what the hell? Man, this week I feel like it's popping, dude. We have a population like crazy. I feel like we almost never get a full 50 stack. It's not even Monday or Wednesday, which is the days you normally like try to play together. It's like regular old day. Ooh. It's got blasted by the siege, man. Alright, let me start in calisthenics. Okay. That went pretty well. Holy crap, it's 13 cube right now. Late as hell. Boom, 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 boom. Alright. I mean, not sell, I gotta... "24-hour queue time." Alright. Don't pull into port. Alright. Just trying to calm a bit there. People were using their pools and we weren't able to capitalize on it. Nice, we played that carefully. Just wanted to be safe. Wow. They played that real scared. I guess we did too, but... I only did because they're more coordinated than we are generally. I think they bomb harder. Their CC is better, I think. Cool. If you guys are watching, if you don't mind, give a like on the stream. I'd appreciate it. Not on the stream for too long, and hitting a like makes the stream get spread around YouTube, so more viewers stumble by. Good help. Alright, we're about to run into the enemy here. Oh, I just realized I didn't stream to Twitch. Yeah, crap. Oh well. Whoops. Actually, that's actually a big whoopsie. I didn't have that setting turned on. That's like if you're turning my stream on in the middle of combat. Whatever. It's fine. Just gotta remember to turn it on next time. Oop. My crit at right now. It's okay. It's a touch low almost, but it's fine. I think. Dude, it's fun having actual numbers to compete in these fights. It's not a feeling a bit undermanned like normally. These fights are actually fun. I'm actually able to test different rotations because the fights are lasting long enough, so actually getting some good, I don't know, good data? I don't know what to call it. Data doesn't seem right, but we'll call it data. Good examples, I guess. Good examples to look at. My resist is like 20% lower if I'm not actively spamming pain absorption. So I don't know. There is an argument to just trying to minimize how often you press it instead of going for 100% time. Just only press it reactively against like enemy bombs or something, or during movement, and then prioritizing banish enchantments plus weapon skills instead. I don't know. Very odd. It's fun though. I'll admit. I can't wait for the new change for Call to Anguish. I want to test all of this, because then I'll try like a banish enchantments Call to Anguish in the opener instead of providing resist on the opener. So you go into demon stance, you get 3 seconds of spirit boon, right? Is it 3 seconds? Yeah, 3.5 seconds. And that gives me enough time to strip and Call to Anguish and do kind of like a whole combo there, and that might be pretty fun. Then I can pretty much just auto attack and do a pain absorption, and then I'll have another 30 energy to just either, if I want to do pain absorption again, or banish enchantments or weapon skills before I switch to Kala. So it's going to be interesting to play around with that. Bum 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 bum. Exciting changes, man. Whoever's designing the changes for June, they hit it at the park with a lot of those. I couldn't really speak on like Guardian, Warrior, Revenant, and Ranger, but they all seemed pretty. They at least seemed interesting or positive. So that's a big win. Just adding more interesting toys to play with, and fixing some of the things that people that weren't interested in playing with in the first place. And the demon stance is real binary. The rotation is a little boring, you know. Like Kala stance feels like there's a lot going on. There's like decision making to be made. And the same thing with like the Alliance stance and Shiro. I think Malix and Dwarf stance, they are really feeling like a bit of like a power creep in terms of how interesting they are. I'm hoping they add a flip over skill on Dwarf stance too. I don't really know what they would do, like realistically. Maybe like on forced engagement they can make it better in AoE or something. I don't really know. Just to add something, just another thing to think about while you're in Dwarf stance, because right now you just care about like, can I send roads? No. Should I turn on Vengeful Hammers? Maybe. Should I press Ride of the Grey Dwarf? Depends. That's like really all you think about in this stance. It's quite boring. Before it was a little more interesting because you would worry about making sure that you conserve enough energy so that right when your legend swap cooldown shows up, you can throw your roads which should have just come back from cooldown and then legend swap, and then you get like the charge miss proc and all that. All right. Just gonna make sure these go down before I... Okay. Alright. Behind. Tail. It's kind of a chill farm, honestly. We're just like running around in circles and they're just dying. Not really trying too hard. Our sustain seems decent, I'll say. Oh, right. Nah, we trolled. Lost too many people, I think, at some point. Yeah, alright boys, hydrate up. Yeah, just had a bit of water. Purple 4 hits pretty hard, I must say. Hope we have content for a good while. We got on pretty late. Man, this reward track gives you so much random junk, man. I think it's like better than it was before, but it's like most of the stuff just goes straight to the vendor, man. Like, why do I have like 10 slots to go straight to a vendor? All right. I'm coming. Here they come. Stacking airport. Better. Oh. That was kind of weak, I'll be honest. I didn't even really try to do that much damage. I was just making sure I was with my tag that whole time, and they're just kind of crumbling. What was that? That was odd. It just came to like defend and then port up. Maybe they overestimated what they were gonna do, I don't know. Nice. I think we saved everybody. These little worms, they tried to surprise us. I somehow got pulled? Just me? That's kind of cool. Meat beast. Bum, 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 bum. Dang. Nice. Hell yeah. Boom, 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 boom. Why am I being shot? Nice. Boom, boom, do 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 da. Nice. Good fight, good fight, good fight. That was a fun one. Another good fight. All right. All right. Hydrate up. Successful SMC retake. Hi J-Raps. Good to see you. Yeah, a bit of late night gaming. It's 12:30. I'll probably be up for like another hour and a half or so. By that I mean like streaming. As long as there's stuff to stream. It's a holiday for the US tomorrow, so I'm off. So I'm kind of just hanging. But it's good to see you, man. Some good fights today. Good three-way fights between blue, red, and green. We're blue. Oh, here's green. I think I'm lagging because I don't think my skills are all going off. Nice. Oof. Alright. World v. Worlds was really popular tonight. It's a long weekend in the US, so I don't know. It depends on your region. If you're playing in NA, then maybe that's why. But I think generally like Saturday morning or Saturday night, and then Sunday morning and Sunday night, it's a little bit more popular. I don't really know if that's 100% true or not, but that's what I think. I'm trying to just kill this gate. You can get in. Let me in. I think I can move this. Can I move this? I don't think I can. This is so goofy. What are we doing? Having such a hard time getting up. Oh, somebody went actually all the way down. Okay. All right. See if we can take this. I'm so slow. Why am I so slowy? Alright. No. We have 2 burning oils. Yeah, I got it. Okay. Okay, cool. They wanted to do some really dumb. Why are we in here, man? We're literally trapped in here. This is so stupid. Oh shit, you know what I mean? That. Why are we doing? I'm so confused, dude. Why are we in here? This is so dumb, guys. This is actually dumb. Why did we do this? Why's my tag such a meme? We can't pour it out because we're in combat. With the doors. I feel like it's a COD Zombies horror movie or something. The zombies are getting in. Kill it. What is happening, man? Oh my god, what is happening? Oh. That's not cool, he says. Why are we in here, man? This is so dumb. Down that guy. Alright, so yeah, I'm DPS padding. Map prevented Cathedral Blood Alpine. So we killed ourselves there, or we allowed ourselves to die there, so we can take the CWP. We're kind of like in a jail cell there. I don't really understand why we did that. It wasn't? We literally walked into a jail cell and closed the door, bro. What are you talking, man? It was cooked. Alright, let me go ahead and supply. Sorry, I was responding to my guild Discord, which you can't hear in the stream. But my guild was saying how smart it was to go and jump in in that room. And I was just like, are you guys joking? Because that was insane. We literally put ourselves in a trap. Alright, looks like our Zerg is quitting. Quitting time. Man, that was a lot of fun. Good content today, good fights. See if we can get ourselves into any trouble here. Oh, they're taking hills. Spore Necro has like literally no idea how to move his character. Poor guy. He was literally like spinning Shroud 3 like in the middle of nowhere. I wasn't even near him. Kind of doing the thing with Necros, if you kite them, they kind of suck. The good Necros are hard to kite, the good Necros are hard to hit. That one just let me basically just DPS him down. So, easy kill. Let me get some supply. Supply. All right. Let's go join the gang over there and see what's up. I don't think we're gonna run into many people here, but SMH my head. Shaking my head. Do. They bust in from PóRR. Oh, they capped. ASAP as possible. That's a good one. For real, for real. Get him. I hate these stationary objects. Get him. Turn on nameplates, everybody, since now the big Zerg is done. Etc. etc. What could we possibly do with a little poo-poo tag? We can run around Red BL, I guess. I assume Coin is still running. Let's see. Do I have him on my friends list? I don't remember. I don't think I do, actually. I think I forgot to add them. Do I ever play with Condi Berserker? I have literally never played it. I do know how it works. I've watched a lot of videos on it. I think it's a cool build. I think people play it really like overly tanky though. I think that's one thing I've noticed, that whenever I run into a Condi Zerker roamer, they like really rely on landing the like one-shot CC Condi overload combo, and if you just don't let them get that, all they are is just like a tanky guy. And yeah, so I don't know. It's I haven't played it, but that's my experience fighting it. I don't know. I feel like if the Condi Berserker was really good at making sure like every time they went for the combo where you like do a Condi overload and they land it every time, then it's insane and you can go the tanky route. But I don't know. I don't know what options there are to make it like more offensive, because on the Condi Renegade builds that I have played, you provide a lot of Condi all the time, and then you provide like extra Condi when you CC. But I think with the Condi Berserker, it seems like it's very burst oriented, or like when you land the mace CC or whatever, that's when like the big pressure comes out. So I don't know. Yeah, I play on a PowerPoint. Let me double check, but I think I have them both on low. Yeah, double low on mine. What's the combo? I wish I knew it better, honestly, but I think there's like, you start in like longbow or something. Or wait, you're playing mace, sword, longbow, yeah. So you basically want to get a mace burst while you have the longbow burst on the ground. That's like your big combo. If you get that, you basically win, unless the enemy that you're doing it on has like the emergency Condi cleanse buttons that most classes have. I think it is hard to play. I think that's the thing. I think people like it because it's hard to play. I've seen some Condi Zerkers, they don't even go longbow, they just go like staff, mace, sword, or whatever it is. Mace, or whatever. I don't even know really what the build is, but I think those ones are very not useful. They're just too tanky. So I think like the only Condi Zerkers I've ever fought where I felt the offensive pressure like pretty well was a longbow variant, and I noticed that every time that I got skull cracked, I was standing in their longbow burst, and I had to really get out of it. That was but that was in World v World, so I know in PvP it's a little bit better. It's a little different. In World v World, people have access to a little more Condi cleanse than PvP, I think. What else is the combo? Like, you longbow, you probably do some mace skills with the skull crack. I think it's called skull crack, at least. I haven't tested that build in like so long. It's been probably about a year. It's an oldie. And when I say test, I set it up on my PvP to like see how it worked in PvP when it was getting like really popular, like 6 months ago or whatever it was. And then I just like kind of figured out how it worked on a dummy. The group is quitting. Alright, so our home deal is pretty quiet. We got one red dude who did that. I doubt he's going north. He might go here. What are the odds of this young fella? Coin is at QO. Do we have enough people to defend? It's very burst combo oriented. There are some builds where their goal is to just consistently do damage and pressure you down. That's like the kill condition. And then there's other builds where the kill condition is like you have these windows where you basically do like a skill check on the enemy. If they fail the skill check, they just die. If they pass the skill check, then your next skill check is to survive until you can do it again, and that just kind of bounces back and forth. So it kind of depends on what kind of build you're playing. But I think the Condi Zerker build is like basically like you burst, you try and get your burst. If you fail, your job is to just be as annoying as possible and survive until you can do it again. So you gotta just kind of keep that in mind. You're not you have power spikes to work around. You have power increases that this build that Berserker has to work around. It's not like Spellbreaker where you pretty much have the same relative power level pretty much all the time. You have short cooldowns, and that's kind of the appeal of Spellbreaker. Spellbreaker is like consistent power level in terms of like how like your offensive pressure while you're doing a rotation. And Berserker is very much more focused in like, you know, burst periods. And that's just the nature of the, you know, having a burst skill. Ooh, that is a lot of red. Okay, yeah, we're not defending this shit. Alright, well, enjoy that red, I guess. I'm not even gonna try. Let me just eat their food. Free food, thanks buddy. There's a guy here. Hey piggy. /wave. This guy is from Homage's guild. Man, I'm so bad at saying his name. Homage. Oop, sorry. Let me shoot him. Alright, well, we don't have people in EBG. We probably can't go to Red BL. I think the only content I'll get is defending this, or home BL maybe for a little bit, so I'll try and do that for a little while. That red Zerg is way too big for me to try and mess around with, so this will do something I can actually affect. These coin fellas are up late. I thought that they kind of stopped around the same time as us, and I thought we were kind of running a bit over. Bum, 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 bum. Time is it right now? It's almost 1. So what build are you playing right now, J-Raps? You're a warrior player, right? So you were trying the Condi Zerker. What were you playing before? You're playing Spellbreaker? Spellbreaker is a good class to get in, just to get into World v World with. It's kind of like training wheels in a way. It's like lower. It's easy to get into, hard to be, you know, hard to master. I think that's warrior in general, though. Easy to get into, and there's like a lot of like little things to master on warrior. On all the specs. Except Bladesworn. Poor Bladesworn, man. So sad. Oh, you just got in last week. Okay. You're still figuring your feet. You're still like figuring out your place in the world here. That's cool. Yeah, man, take your time. Just like test everything, you know. There's really no rush, man. This game is pretty chill. You really just gotta play. All your progress is saved on your account, so there's really no fear. Do I think Spear is mandatory? For Spellbreaker, I think it's really strong on Spellbreaker. I don't think it's mandatory. I think you can probably get away with playing Spellbreaker as like Greatsword, and then any other secondaries are pretty. Warrior has a lot of good secondaries you can pick from. Like, let's think. Let's make sure I'm not accidentally picking anything that requires an expansion that you may not have. I mean, you can just do Hammer, honestly. Greatsword Hammer is a fun, chill playstyle. You just go in. You do need to make sure that you have a Zerg with you. You're playing with supports to do that. I guess it depends. Are you wanting to like do damage, or are you wanting to like kind of support, like CC support, heal support? What's your goal? Because spear is really good if you really want to do damage. I'll be honest. If you want to do damage, spear is awesome for pretty much most of the offensive builds. So you have no access to staff and spear, right? So no weapon mastery and no spear. I mean, Spellbreaker is a good all-arounder. He's got a lot of good weapons. I mean, you can just go like sword axe. Sword axe on Spellbreaker is a pretty fun. It's like you have a lot of mobility, and your axe 5 is so fun to use. Unfortunately your axe burst is not so great. It's the only thing, so it's not super popular, but it's a fun weapon to me. What else? I mean, if you're looking at warrior, that means that you're probably like a melee type. Like you want to have like both. You probably want like a really strong melee attack, I assume, right? That's what most people pick warrior for. This guy's a bot. The only reason I know that's because he's using axe auto attack spamming. That's a bot. Very odd. I haven't noticed many bots like that where it's just pretty obvious. Still finding my footing, so mostly solo content. Okay. So you want something that you can you feel like you're contributing solo. Spellbreaker is a good choice because you're tanky. You provide yourself your own stability. And CCing enemies is always really good. And it is a more straightforward class in general, the whole warrior. Revenant, people think is harder. I think it's harder, probably. Unless you like really like the whole energy management thing, then I don't think it's... If you are really into the energy management thing, I don't think Revenant is really that hard. But I think it does play different than all the other classes, so I understand why people say it. You know, you can maybe like DH, Dragon Hunter, is a good one too. It's a little bit immobile. Yeah, I would not really recommend DH actually. It's just a little bit tough to play, getting into. You need to like have a better understanding of the base game mechanics probably to play DH well. I think Spellbreaker is probably the best. I'll probably go like Hammer, Greatsword, Spellbreaker, and just try and like go in, get some CC, you know, get like a warrior, a few bursts off, and get out. You know, do that over and over again, and that would work both in like roaming and Zerg. Warrior doesn't have really great ranged options. That's the only problem on Spellbreaker. That's why Spear was very good, a good addition, because Spear is a very good like mid to slightly higher range weapon with consistent damage, which Spellbreaker loves. But it's definitely not mandatory. I mean, even like staff, although you don't have access to it, kind of cranks pretty hard. Honestly, Reaper is another one. You probably have access to Reaper and you don't need any special weapons. Like Greatsword is really good on Reaper. You can just go Greatsword, Reaper, and that's just Heart of Thorns, and then your offhand weapon could be like Axe, Focus, or whatever. And that's like right there as a meta top tier build. That might be your best option in terms of how strong it is. But Necromancer, you're pretty tanky on Necromancer. You're a little tiny bit immobile. I don't know. Depends on your playstyle. Necromancer, Spellbreaker, good recommendations, I think. And then I honestly don't really recommend Ranger. I think Ranger teaches you a lot of bad habits. Look, the bot is at it again. What the fuck? And he has a robot with him. How weird is this? Report, automated gameplay. So what this guy is using, he's using a bot that like automatically uses axe skills. I've seen this for farming in PvE. I didn't realize they did this in World v World. It's kind of dumb. All it does is just like target and then auto attack, and the ranger axe skills bounce around. Kind of like a thief auto attack on short bow. Yeah, the badge gear will get you going, man. Use the badge gear to get yourself a full exotic set. Pretty much costs you pretty much nothing. I mean, it costs you a bit of gold. But you can get a full exotic set on a bunch of different classes and get a good feel from it. You know, if you think that the playstyle is like something that you think is fun. Yeah. So I think Reaper, Spellbreaker. I don't think Engineer. I don't think Thief. I don't think Ranger. I don't think Revenant. I think Guardian, maybe. Like, you can play Firebrand, but I don't know. I would not really recommend your first thing to be Firebrand, personally. I feel like you play Firebrand if you learn the game and you find out that that's like the build you like playing. If you have fun playing it. So Reaper, Spellbreaker, maybe Guardian if you like Willbender. I think Willbender is fun, but I do think it's a little bit on the more advanced side. And I really don't know about Mesmer and Elementalists because I haven't really played them enough to say. I want to say that probably not. Probably wouldn't recommend playing them. Maybe, I mean, Mesmer has a lot of like defensive tools, so you'll stay alive and you'll have a lot of practice playing the game that way. So I don't know, maybe Mesmer is a good recommendation for a person to start with. If you want to be like a wizard, basically. If you're looking for like a wizard type class that has like a lot of CC and good melee attacks too, like it's not just like a ranged attacker or anything. Like most of the classes, they have a lot of variety. Go down. Yeah, I think those are my picks right there. The thing is with Mesmer, I mean, Reaper, you don't need any weapons, any expansions for weapons. The weapons you get access to are good, except you don't have access to sword, but sword is really cool. What else? Mesmer, you don't get spear. Does that matter? I think so. I feel like Mesmer really likes spear, but you could go like greatsword, spear, or not spear, greatsword Mesmer. But I just don't know what the second set would be. Maybe like mace, or not mace, sword torch. I don't know. I don't know. I don't play Mesmer, so it's a big question mark on me. I think Mesmer has a lot of potential, though. I think it has like the strongest utilities in like the entire game. I think it has the strongest defensives in the entire game. I think it has the strongest overall design for World v World. It's like made for World v World, really. It's a very good specialization if it's your thing. Might be my thing, who knows? Once I get there, once I make a light armor set, I'll give it a go. I know how to fight them. I've played all the classes enough to like have made like a character in PvP and learned what all the skills do and what the animations look like. But I've never actually like learned like how to be good at them, so that's like a different level of understanding or game knowledge that you only really get by actually trying to be good at each class. You know, learning all the little specific things that maybe, you know, might come into play later when you're dueling another Mesmer or whatever class you're learning about. Hi Tolaf. Yeah, there is one mount allowed in World v World right now. It's called the Warclaw. It's been in the game for some time now. I don't really know how long, honestly. I've only really been playing World v World for about a year to a year and a half or so. But yeah, these mounts help you get across a little bit faster. You have skills at which you can use to, you know, destroy them. You gotta use your heal skill first, bud. Okay. So yeah, the mounts allow you to get across the land a lot faster. They have their own health bar. You can attack them, and there are also mount versus mount skills you can use to knock people off their mount. I'll show you. So you've got Sniff. So first you've got your mount 1. Let me cap this before someone shows up here. I'll go over the skills here real quick. They're pretty simple. They're kind of just for flavor, really. And to get people to fights faster, honestly, I don't really know if it's a good thing or a bad thing, though. A lot of people don't like it. Because people can get away a lot easier. They say, like, ruined roaming. Alright, so your first skill is just an attack. It's just extra damage against downed foes. Your second skill, it, like, smells and marks enemies on the mini-map over here. You see this big circle going out. If there are any enemies within that, it'll put a dot on the map. Kind of like a sentry. And then you have chain pull, which is basically on gates or walls. You can actually do damage to them with your mount. You get like a skill that does 1,000 damage per supply. I think, something like that. Only 3 people can have their chains on the wall at once. And then you have your skill 4, which is the enemy dismount attack. You throw a lance at the enemy mounts, and it'll get them off their war claw. Then you just have your skill 5, which is just, you know, your leap forward, your energy bar mechanic. I think this map is pretty clear. And then you have a detect vulnerabilities here, which is your heal skill. And the only thing that this does is just tells you if there's any walls in the objective around you that have already been damaged. It's kind of not very super useful, honestly, I find, but whatever. I think the content is gonna dry up here. I'm gonna recap this probably. It's gonna flip over in a minute, and then I'll go check out Home BZ. Wait, not Home BZ, EBG. See if there's anything going on over there. I think that if that big fat red group is still running around, probably gonna probably head out. Just chill. This is what, 12 energy, right? Yeah. Yeah, everybody has equal access to the Warclaw. You, in fact, you get it pretty much for free. So if you go to your ranks and abilities page in the World v World panel, you scroll all the way to the bottom, you unlock the Warclaw for just 1 point. So it's pretty much free. If you just go in and get a single rank, you just put it in, bam, you got the Warclaw. And then you can upgrade it to unlock all the skills. I think the reason people have said that they dislike it is because if you're able to get out of combat, you can get on your mount and kind of just keep running away. And I think that people enjoyed the ability to make sure that they can kind of keep on following you even if you got out of combat. And so, because sometimes like the person that you're chasing gets out of combat, but you're still in combat with like an NPC or something like that. So you know, sometimes a person will get away. But in my experience, the people who are able to get out of combat and get on a mount, and I'm not in combat, I wasn't gonna catch them anyway. It's usually like thieves or wheelbenders or something like that that are like teleporting around and have a lot of mobility to get away. So while I understand what people mean by why they don't like it, I don't really personally really agree. Dang, Tolaf, you're like me. I didn't really play since before Heart of Thorns. I played a ranger and I did like some stuff at launch, and sometime right before Heart of Thorns came out, I just stopped playing the game. I don't really remember when or why. But I was pretty much only a ranger player, and I'll prove it to you. If you look at my PvP log here, I don't have a lot of games played. It's only like 900, so it's literally all of this is from launch time. I haven't played much more since launch. Like this is all of my recent history. It's from this year. It's like 10, 15 games or something, and a lot of this is push. So my history is literally just playing ranger at launch, and then Heart of Thorns came out. And I didn't really play the game for a long time until like a year and a half ago. And then yeah, just been enjoying it. Honestly, the game is real chill. You don't, you know, I was playing WoW, and in that game you have to kind of keep up with the weekly grind. You know, the weekly quests, whatever. You got to keep your character powered up, and that was wearing on me. I couldn't do it anymore. So I was just looking for a new game to play. And in that game, I was a PvPer too. I enjoyed playing Arena. I was like a rank 1 Arena player for 3v3, but I was getting a bit stale. Wanted some different type of competition. I mean, Overworld is pretty good, honestly. It's not super competitive, but it's really fun. Alright, I think things are pretty dead here, so let's go check out the other maps. Our keep is under attack in EBG, that's not good. Ooh. What class did I play? When I was like the highest rating in the world, it was on a hunter. I was a hunter main at that time, but I have achieved that level of rating on 4 classes: Elemental Shaman, Enhancement Shaman, Feral Druid, and Marksman and Survival Hunter. Both of them I was able to reach around 3,000 on the 3v3 ladder pretty consistently. That was kind of my jam. I was a 3v3 guy. I really like 3v3, 2v2. I really like playing that. That's pretty much the only reason I played WoW. And then when the competitive modes in WoW started getting kind of bad, although I kept trying to play them, I started getting more into the PvE stuff, like raiding and you know, the high-end Mythic Plus dungeons and stuff. And for some time there, I was doing the, you know, I got like the cutting edge achievements for the raids, and I was doing the high level Mythic Pluses and stuff on like Feral and Elemental, and a couple of the classes that were pretty fun over those couple of years. And yeah, I mean, there's some of those VODs are on my channel, I'm sure. You could probably see me playing Arena on my channel somewhere, with like my face cam and everything when I was younger. This is an old ass channel. This channel's like 10 years old or something. Just on and off streaming whatever games I'm playing. Yeah, EBG's pretty cooked. Actually, I think I have a VOD of me going all the way to rank 1 on my Hunter on my Twitch somewhere. I think I remember highlighting the whole like 2-hour, 3-hour like arena session or something. Oh, real? That's cool, man. It's crazy that that you have IRL friends that are pushing rank 1. if I had friends that were doing that in person, like my IRL friends, I would have been really motivated to try. But to be honest, climbing the arena ladder in WoW, like 60% of it is your own skill. It's how good you are at making sure that you do your damage well, you land your CC when you have to land your CC, and you protect your friends when you have to protect your friends. That's like 60% of the game. And then there's like the 40% of the game, which is just like a mix of like the mind games and then working with your team to make sure that you guys don't overuse like your own cooldowns and stuff. And at some point that formula got kind of switched up. But anyways, grinding up the rating can get a bit frustrating because like you have the mechanical skill and you think that you have like the coordination until like you think that you're as coordinated as you can be for a long time, and then you keep learning these like little intricate like secrets or mechanics that you and your team can like kind of add in as like secret weapons against certain classes and stuff, and then you start adding all these extra tools into your belt. And that's kind of like, at least for me, that was like really when you start to notice like you consistently start gaining a lot of rating and stuff like that. But as the years have gone by, the metas have gotten less and less about that and more about who wasted their cooldowns worse, basically. Yeah, exactly. Some metas is just like, did you react correctly and press your defensive cooldowns right and didn't waste too many of them at once? And then other metas are like, oh, you straight up just like outplayed those guys because you made them use cooldowns without actually using anything on your own, like any offensive cooldowns, and then the next time you go for a kill, you just get them, you know. Those are the metas I enjoyed, where it's basically like, where you know the next time the enemy is like, gonna do their setup, you're dead because they played it correctly and you made a mistake. And pretty much if they don't mess up their like burst combo, you know, in the next engage on you, you lose. And that's fair because they played it better than you and you made a mistake. And as long as they capitalize on that mistake by playing perfectly and getting the cross CC and getting a good burst on you, and you know you deserve to lose. Those metas I enjoyed a lot more. But the metas where it's like, ah, well, you know, I used my cooldown, my defensive cooldown, my healer used their defensive cooldown, everything went to shit. You know, the next time it's like done. You know. Yeah, The Walking Dead and like. I was not a cleave player. I was a wizard player, I guess. I played jungle cleave. I played well, my first rank 1 was on jungle cleave, and then my following rank 1s were on thug cleave, which is, in case you don't know, jungle cleave is hunter feral, and thug cleave is hunter rogue, and that was in like Cataclysm. Yeah, the game is best when RMP is good but not oppressive, when it's not like the best thing to play. When RMP can like dismantle every team by playing better than every team, then the meta is like pretty good. But if the meta is like, oh, there's an RMP on the enemy team, and you can pretty much just like spam DPS and kind of just hope they lose, then things get a little cooked. Yeah, and I think things were kind of heading that way for a lot of metas after like Legion, I think. And yeah, I think after Legion, just each season that would go by, I would just drain my will to play. Or not Legion, I'm sorry, I'm thinking of BFA. Legion was actually quite fun. So every season after like BFA, it was just like harder and harder to like enjoy playing. You know, there were some games where you'd really enjoy it, some matchups, you know, some class matchups you'd really like playing the arena. And then other matchups where you'd hate it. So at some point it was like, damn, I just hate like fighting 70% of the matchups that people are playing. Turns out I hate playing the game. Resto Shaman and Kata, those were good times to be a Shaman player. Cataclysm. For all the specs. All the specs had good shit to do, and they had good toys. And Cataclysm. Yeah, Cataclysm was fun. I think I was like, when did that release, man? That was a long time ago for me. Cataclysm release date. So my first rank 1 was probably like 2012 or something. Or 2011. What was the expansion after Cataclysm? Was it Mists of Pandaria? I think it was Mists of Pandaria. Mists of Pandaria was when like Enhanced Shaman was insane and Beast Mastery Hunter was insane. Yeah, my first rank 1 was in 2011. Right before Mists of Pandaria came out. I enjoyed Legion a lot. I thought the class changes they added were really fun, really cool, flavorful. Everybody got like really cool stuff to play with, and the balance was pretty fucked. The balance was pretty fucked in Legion. Not gonna lie, there was a lot of shit going on that like was just like one-shotting stuff, or just like would just like live forever. I remember there's so many like invulnerable builds that came out for some time, but you know, they got nerfed pretty quick. Mop was fun, man. Mop, like Frostbomb Mage, Frostbomb Frost Mage. Oh man, I had so many good memories on that. I remember playing in Legion, or I'm sorry, Mop. I remember playing Frost Mage with an Ellie Shaman, and I also played as the Ellie Shaman with a Frost Mage, and that comp was crazy. You could literally just one-shot anybody at any time, as long as you were able to make sure that their two partners were in CC. Man, what a nutty time. So much fun. If you were good at crossing your CC with your partner, and then getting a stun on your kill target, if you could do that, that was like really the game changer. And in Mop, it was like the expansion where if you were good at it, you just got instant kills, because the time to kill in that expansion was just like crazy high, like crazy high. I mean crazy low. I mean, it was very fast kills. Less than a second. If you were stunned, if you got hit by a 3-second stun, there were many scenarios where you would just explode before the second even finishes. Now it's because like Frostbomb plus Frostbolt Ice Lance plus the Elemental 2 globals that come out. It's crazy. Just insane damage. Yeah, Rogue Mage 2s. I used to play Hunter Rogue 2s for a good bit in Mop. It was playable. It wasn't very good because the reset potential on Hunter is just so much worse than Mage. But if you were able to get like a really good openers on Hunter Rogue and 2s, you could make it work. But you had to make sure that your opener was good. So it really depends on how good your Rogue was. When BFA launched, I got a T3 Corrupted Twilight Devastation on your 2-hander. Oh my god, on a 2-hander from the weekly chest? Holy. Dude, you must have been like literally erasing people from the planet when that thing procced, because that shit was bugged as hell and overtuned when it came out. It was literally wiping out 5 people every time it procced. Also the stars, that stars corruption. I had a tank DH he had like a ton of those, that falling stars one. That one was nuts. It would just like proc one hit and just like a nuclear fucking missile just came out of the sky and just killed somebody. Eventually they nerfed it, and then people stopped playing all the tank builds in the in the arena. That was fun. That was a funny time. It was definitely frustrating as hell as a player, but it was pretty fun. It was a chill time. There's a lot of funny stuff going on. It was frustrating if you didn't get. I mean, at the time, I was playing 3 characters, and I was getting like the weekly chest on them, so I had good odds of getting like some pretty good corruptions on the weekly item. You just linked it to the group leader, and they invited you to Mythic Plus. Holy, dude! Do you remember the Guardian Druid in Arena? During this time where they were so tanky that you can stack all this corrupted gear, which was gear that would, you know, kind of hurt yourself. It would make you easier to kill. But the tanks were so good and so strong that they just whipped on all this all this crazy corrupted gear. And if any of that corrupted gear procced a single damage event, just one shot was erasing you. So silly. So yeah, for a person like me, I had like 3 characters that I was rotating the weekly chests on, that was keeping up on the Mythic Plus and stuff. I was like Feral Hunter Shaman. Or am I doing Warlock at this time? I don't remember. Sometime I was playing with a bunch of Warlock too, but yeah, I don't think I got very lucky on my corruptions. I think I was playing BM Hunter during the corruption season because it was like kind of OP, and the best corruption for them was really boring. It was just like the increased crit and increased haste and increased mastery, you know, whatever. Blah. Whack. Yeah, that borrow power shit. It really should not be in arena. Honestly, there should be like a middle ground between like the approach that they take. They want to add in like the new toys that they add into the expansion, but it just destroys the balance like real bad. And their internal testing team is just straight up not good enough. So I don't really know what the solution is, but I kind of wish that they had taken an approach somewhere between ANET's approach of like making it as competitive and balanced as possible and like its own environment, and while still adding in like all the new toys. I don't know. Speaking of new toys, man, I'm looking forward to the June patch. Oh, I cannot wait. I can't believe it's going to be a month. I have to wait like a month to play with the new Malik's stance update. Please. I just want to play with it. I think they did add like stat templates, and when they first added it, it made the game like crazy slow. Like everybody was like really tanky. Versatility was out of control. Basically, it's gonna pour over here. And ever since that they added, when they added that, they, at least in my experience from all those seasons I played, and my experience, they never really got the tuning quite right. It always felt like everybody was just a little bit too tanky, and then sometimes they would add in new mechanics to the game. And then clickbait patch review. It felt like they never quite got the balance quite right, and then they would add new mechanics to the game, and it would kind of just fuck everything up because those mechanics would generally one-shot stuff. Sorry. I felt like they added like stuff to the game. They never really got like the whole balance quite right. He's gonna dismount. I'll stun him. Wow. Wrecked. Absolutely top decked. Top decked and wrecked. There we go. They capped this on my ass. Oh wait. Oh my god, dude, the dampening meta. You just gave me PTSD, man. So many fights where it's just people were, their whole goal was just to stay alive and just outlive you. Oh man, I lived through many of those metas. In fact, one of my rank ones was in the worst dampening meta I think I played was in the first season of BFA, when Resto Druids were just the best healer by like a lot, and combat rogues had a 9-second stun. It was actually crazy.
I do think it's hard to balance in an MMO for like highly competitive PvP. But I think it's doable with a steady and careful hand, and I think that unfortunately with WoW, they just want to make sure that they want attract as many new people, like returning players, as possible. So they always want to add in like all these crazy new mechanics, new damage spikes, new things to play with and stuff, and it just fucks everything up. Really, like, honestly, it just messes everything up. And I think it just has made their job to balance like harder. And their balance historically wasn't very good already. So I don't know. I think it just like over time got worse and worse, sort of. Like their balance in like Wrath of the Lich King was okay. They're like the patches are very infrequent. This was when I was first starting, and there were things that were very strong that just like never got touched almost the whole expansion. And then every expansion after that, like when did they add the damage templates? I think it was in like Battle for Azeroth. Yeah, so their Mists of Pandaria tuning was just like way off. Like literally people were one-shotting stuff. Some builds were just not doing any damage at all. Like some specs, like I remember Destrolock was like useless. It did no damage until they buffed it. Just crazy. Yeah, WoW is just too big. It's too big and too complicated. It's just it's a shame, really, you know? It's like one of those things you want to love it, but you just can't. So yeah, it's just become too complicated. A big spider web of balance. It's just impossible, I think. That's why I respect Arena's balance approach more. I think it keeps the game healthier. It may not have as much exciting stuff being added in as often, but when stuff gets added in, it's, you know, there are stuff that's bugged and doesn't work quite right, and the balance is off, you know, the numbers and tuning, but it never quite felt as the same as when something was crazy broken in WoW. Like some of that stuff would last for like months, where like you straight up just like we would just run into a build and they would just like one shot you. Like it's all people would play, and people say like stuff like Willbender or some Mesmer builds in the past, you know, of like super OP. But I've lived through like what is like really OP, like in an MMO. I have like lived through like 2 months straight, like literally 8 weeks with no changes, to builds where they would literally press a button and one person will go down, like they will just be erased from the arena. So everybody ends up playing 2 of those classes. And it just evolves that way. The meta just becomes that at the top. And yeah, I have had to play through a lot of those metas, and I don't think that World War has ever gotten that bad. At least not in my time. But you know, I'm kind of a noob. I mean, yeah, I've gotten one shot by builds, but you know, I've never gotten one shot on a. I've never gotten one shot on a build and been like, well, I couldn't do anything at all. That's just nothing I could have done. Zip. It's because you have dodges and other mechanics to protect you from that kind of thing. Whereas in WoW, you kind of don't. You have your class mechanics, your spells, your cooldowns. So that means that if there is something that can one shot you, that means that they inherently have an advantage, because they force your cooldown as soon as they like attack you. Convoke the elements, yeah. You press convoke the elements, you get like all of the enemy cooldowns. Literally, you just get all of the enemy cooldowns, and then you just use your own offensive cooldowns, and then just kill the enemy. It's just too tough to balance. Ascendance, yeah. Ascendance Enhancement Shaman, another banger. I've had a couple of those where, I mean, I actually have a clip on my Twitch for sure. Actually, I know I clipped it where I was literally like outplaying the enemy in like a 2v2 match. I was like playing defensively very well against a double DPS comp, and I had a healer. I like CC'd one. I was using my cooldowns pretty well, very conservatively, He didn't force my healer to accidentally use anything too much. And just out of nowhere, I just get one shot from literally 100 to 0. Just like the classic Mist of Pandaria experience. It's just getting one shot randomly for no reason. It happened to me so many times against so many different classes. It's crazy. I can't even count them all. Like Frost Mage, Destrolock, Marksman Hunter, Feral Druid, Arms Warriors have one-shot me. I mean, like, everything gets their chance, you know? Everything gets their day in the sun. Oh, this got flipped. Alright, well, that guy's gonna go north camp or to the guard. As a person who played Feral, Convoke the Spirits was insane. Just straight up nuts. Or as a boomkin, Convoke would literally just like one-shot people for like a month straight. That patch where Convoke came out and boomkins would come out of stealth, press Convoke the Spirits, and just... if the targeting picked one person for like 3 spells, they were just gone. Unless they had like a damage immunity or something. Yeah, opening out of stealth with Convoke is like just instant cooldown generator. Like, it's either they die or they press all their survival buttons, and if they, it's like either way you're at such a huge advantage because all you did was press one button. The rest of your team still has their cooldowns, you know. It's just stuff like that, you know. They add stuff like that into the game, and it's just like, it's just hard to take the seasons seriously when it's like, what insane thing am I gonna have to like deal with in arena this time, you know? And honestly, the balance was so weird that there were many times where my class was just straight up countered by whatever was OP, you know, and I had to play something different. It never feels good either. You always want like your role, your spec to be playable, and I think in Guild Wars they do that pretty well. Most things are playable, you know. Untamed was probably one of the least represented things in World, and now you see it. What else is unrepresented? Like Thief, but Thief is popular in different ways in World. I feel like everything has decent representation. You come across almost all the classes. You know, there's always a Necro, there's always an Ellie, there's definitely Mesmers. You know, stuff like that. Yeah, they definitely did not. They don't care about arena, man. They never cared about arena. I think they stopped caring about arena probably in like at least since Mist of Pandaria. It was pretty obvious in Mist of Pandaria they never really cared about the PvP balance that much. They cared more about making the PvE and the core game as fun as possible and as advertiser friendly as possible. You know, as interesting, as streamable as possible. Whatever. Look at these crazy, you know, moments or, you know, whatever. That kind of thing. They always put those kinds of mechanics in the game for some reason. Like, everybody gets these crazy buttons, like the Heart of Azeroth. Like, everybody got, like, Blood of the Enemy, and it would, like, give you, like, guaranteed crits and increased crit damage. Like, what do you think is gonna happen when you add a mechanic where you give some, or you're basically adding to all the classes, you know, a DPS level cooldown? Like that button that they added in that one expansion was strong enough to be like basically like a warrior cooldown. It's like recklessness, you know? Like, what? They're just giving everybody recklessness? It's crazy. You know, just, it's like, how do they think that that's going to be balanceable? Some classes work better with crit, you know, and they're giving it to everybody. It's just like, ugh, whatever. Yeah, in World of World, you just play what you want, try and make it as effective as possible, you know? If you're trying to do damage, you pick everything that helps you do damage. If you're trying to be supportive, you pick stuff that helps you be as supportive as possible. And you can kind of figure out how you want to play on your own. Yeah, the Heart of Azeroth actives, man. Those gave me nightmares. Yeah. To get to tier 3, you had to. I mean, I had to farm the tier 3 on 2 characters because it was the best on Feral. You had to use it on Feral. And Blood of the Enemy, you had to like farm a bunch of like rated battlegrounds or something, or open world PvP. I forgot really what it was. It was like some really obnoxious achievement. It was like 250,000 kills or something like that, and it took a good bit of farming, like a week or so, just to get the highest rank of the achievement or whatever it was. No fun, man. No fun on that. Yeah, and they didn't make them account wide, man. How crazy is that? How could they have not made that account wide? They made me do that grind on 2 characters, and I didn't play my Fire Mage. I remember thinking that I didn't play my Fire Mage that season because I didn't want to have to grind it a 3rd time, and I ended up playing my Fire Mage as an alt in the next season when they had made it like when they added like the mechanic where it was shared and everybody got it. And dude, you know that they definitely do that on purpose. You know, they make it so like they add a mechanic so that you have to grind it on all your characters to increase playtime, and then they're like, oh, we want to make it more friendly for your alts, you know, and then they add it later. So they have like their cake and eat it too, you know. They like force you to spend playtime grinding out all these extra achievements on each character, and then the next season they're like, yeah, all that stuff that you spent like a few hours every day for a couple of weeks to grind it on each one of those characters, yeah, F that, fuck that, get screwed. That was a waste. That was a big old waste of time. Dude, that AP farm shit was crazy in Legion. I don't doubt it. If your friend was in one of those top 10 guilds, I was in a top. The highest rating guild I got was like 100, like top 100 or something like that, and sorry, and that the only reason I was in that guild was because they had more chill requirements. You know, I saw what the requirements were on some of those other guilds. Like basically they wanted it to be your job. So that's crazy. Yeah, that's a classic. Oh yeah, we add a mechanic that make you farm all this crap. Here we go. Do. Damn. Gotta finish that push event achievement. My boy Rainax is trying to remind me. Been putting it off. Hey, appreciate the subs, guys. I didn't realize that a few people sub along. Appreciate it, guys. Also, if you guys don't mind, hit a like on the stream. It'll help even the recording get posted around on YouTube. So, would appreciate that. Alright, let's see. Let me catch up on chat. Sorry. Chatting up with Rainx, my boy. But even when they added the corruption vendor, yeah, man. Why did they do that, dude? Why did I have to wait? You know, for my hunter, I had to wait for the 4th week. It was like the last one. It was on the last vendor. The crit, the increased crit and increased, it was increased crit, like crit from all sources for the corruption vendor. Like, why? Why did they do that to me? Why did they make me wait 3 weeks to get it? But yeah, man. Wizard's Vaults. Just says 1 day remaining. All right. What was the worst on the corruption? The increased haste was like the first week. I remember that. and at that point I had my Warlock kind of up and running, so I just bought a bunch of those on my Warlock when it came back around, because I think I had to like save up a bunch of those corruption currencies. Alright. Let's talk to my boy. I'll play push my boy later today if I see him on. What was I gonna say? Oh yeah, my Warlock. I was playing Destro. Destro, of course, busted because, you know, Blizzard loves making Warlocks extremely OP. And I bought those haste corruptions. Oh man, that is some gameplay right there. There's just something about casting 1 second chaos bolts, just sends the happy juice right to the brain. I'm debating buying Gianters Wilds now so I can get the special Wizards Vault for the season. Yeah, notice how Warlords of Draenor hasn't come up? Yeah, because it was horrific. I quit after season 1 of Warlords of Draenor. I hated that season. The first season of Warlords was like extremely tanky. Alright. The first season of Warlords was the season where they had the combat rogues with the right before they changed it to pirate theme. It was like the last. It was like right before Legion. Wrestler Druid was crazy OP. Combat Rogue had 9-second kidney, and you would just play anything with a Rogue and a Combat Druid, or sorry, a Combat Rogue and a Wrestler Druid, and it was a good comp. Because it didn't really matter. The Rogue was the one that was going to get you all the kills anyway. With a 9-second kidney shot. Every 20 seconds, you can stun every 24 seconds, I think it was, your Rogue could stun somebody for 9 seconds. Who in the world at Blizzard Gaming thought that was okay to leave it that way, man? Like, what? Yeah, I can't play my character for 9 seconds. Sorry, guys, I got opened by Rogue. Let me go check my fucking mail. By the time I get back, the stun will be done. Sometimes I trinket those, I would just break those stuns because I just couldn't deal with having to wait that long. Yeah, it was a bad time. That was a bad expansion, man. That was the peak of tankiness. Wrestler Druids were really strong, so people were naturally tanky. People were tanky already because this was the first season they added the versatility, or not the versatility, the stat templates or whatever, so everybody was crazy tanky and stacking like 30% versatility for some reason. So people were crazy tanky, so they died super slow, and the only way games ended were like by mana pool. 9-second kidney shots pretty much in every game. Just crazy. Just, if there was ever a time that you knew balance was dead, it was that season. That was the first season I quit for more than a year. I don't think I came back almost that entire expansion. I came back at the end and I did a little bit of the raiding just to see like what the raids were like, and then Legion came out and I enjoyed Legion a lot. Yeah, Shaman is definitely the most oppressive healer. I mean, if Shaman is good, like here's the thing with Shaman. They have a lot of globals they can press to like be offensive, right? So if they don't have to press a lot of globals to heal, like their totems, their passive healing, their instant cast healing is really good. Resto Shaman is like, I hate them. Like, oh my, they're like the worst. They're so annoying. Especially if their healing is strong enough where they don't have to cast a lot and their mana is good. If both of those things are true about Resto Shaman, they are really oppressive because they're constantly purging you, taking off all your buffs. They're constantly disrupting you with all of those little CCs and totems that they use and have. And they're hard to kill because they're hard to like stop their healing because most of their healing comes from a lot of these passive sources. And if those passive sources are really too strong, then oh, just log out, man. Log out of the game. Alright, I think it's getting to be quitting time. I said I'd run around for about another hour and a half, and we're getting there. And I think the content is for show dead. But I was having fun chatting about my WoW time. It's been a while since I've reminisced on WoW. Don't really talk to anybody about WoW. I don't keep in contact with many of the people I used to play WoW with anymore. Only a couple of them. A couple of them are still like my friends that I consider like real life friends. Although they live far away, right? They're like real life friends because I keep up with them with what's going on with their real life. Kind of weird concept. One of those guys went to my wedding. Isn't that a crazy concept? Somebody that I played games with from another country online came to my country for my wedding. Just to say hi to me and just get a little drunk. That's a good time. Those online friendships, they're pretty real. Well, they can be. All right. Yeah, I think I'm gonna head out here. Anyways, had a lot of fun, guys. I'll try to stream again. Well, tomorrow I should stream because tomorrow is our comp night. It means my guild is gonna try hard tomorrow, and I'll probably Renegade again. I think I did pretty good today. Yeah, Arena gets you some trauma bonding for sure. We had good content today. I'm really loving this link. This week is good. Coin is good content. They're pretty fun to fight. And the green team is pretty big. And normally I don't like it when the enemy is that big because we just usually don't have that many people. But the population has been pretty good. We've been matching the enemy team with how many people. So there's been good fights. I've actually been able to experiment on my rotation and stuff. So it's been a lot of fun. A lot of fun on Renegade. Kind of want to try Vindicator and just kind of see like what the limit is on this one now. Kind of like, well, nothing has really changed for Vindicator. That's kind of the thing. There's really no point in me testing it again. It's kind of been the same since the Spear launch. So anyway, all right. I'm just happy Renegade is good, honestly. All the recent changes to Renegade have been great. The Callus stance changes, fantastic. The Demon stance changes they announced, fantastic. The energy rotation is feeling good. On Renegade, I should say. Vindicator, the energy rotation... Their energy rotation on every build, except Renegade, is really good. Renegade was the one where it was good, but it was you were very energy hungry because you're just spamming all your utilities. But now it's like more balanced. It feels more like I'm playing Vindicator, where I'm like, you press a couple of utilities, but you're mainly pressing your damage buttons. So I really like that. All the latest changes, they're cooking. They're cooking it up. The Shiro buffs too. The -10 energy cost on this, the -2 pips cost on this. Those were good changes. Oh, and -10 energy on this was good too. Hell yeah. Yeah, whoever is doing the rev changes, they're cooking. And the ranger changes are good too. I feel like the guardian and the warrior changes are all really boring. That's my only complaint. And then I don't really know much about the rest of the classes, so I can't say. But all right, anyways, you guys take it easy. I will be around tomorrow. Tomorrow's comp night. My guild should be trying to get some good fights around 10ish, and I usually stop around now. Most days, depending really. All right, you guys take care of yourselves. Also, please subscribe. Hit a like on the stream. It really helps. I would really appreciate it. I don't really like self-promoting, but I would appreciate that. Anyways, see ya.